It has been 1 week since the assassination of Charlie Kirk. We had the horrible job of bringing you that news of his death here 1 week ago on this show together. Here we are, a week later, and some of the reaction online and in the media is downright unfathomable. We are seeing a media irredeemably broken. What we hope we do not see at this point is an irredeemably broken United States. We're continuing to see nonsensical rhetoric from some of the elected officials that do lead us here at home in the United States, and we can start with, of course, Jasmine Crockett.
That was taking place at HBCUs. They were targeted. Yet I didn't hear anything from the FBI about what was going on. And again, black people kept saying, how did we end up in this? Because the numbers are so very clear that white supremacy is a problem.
That's how Jasmine Crockett uses her time after the murder of a white man, a big-time political influencer, Charlie Kirk. The reaction has been unfathomable, and this was CNN last night. Reminder, this is hours after Utah officials confirmed that Charlie Kirk's assassination was politically motivated.
You said a lot there, and we don't have a motive yet. We don't know yet. We're waiting. Obviously, we've heard what the governors had to say, what the FBI director said today.
Come on, we don't have a motive yet.
We know.
We don't have a motive yet.
What's happening with?
Really, that's CNN's position.
I mean, from law enforcement,
he just happened to fire the gun in celebration. You can't tell the motive.
Senator, that's not what I said, and I said law enforcement hasn't laid out a direct motive. They've laid out a lot of evidence here of these messages and what the shooter said to
They've said that he was a left-wing activist who hated Charlie Kirk.
We do know the motive. We have heard from officials. We have heard from law enforcement, and not just with allegations, but with evidence. The suspect became radicalized with far-left views, and he went after Charlie Kirk for his politics. But when denying a motive isn't enough, others are manufacturing their own motive.
I don't believe he was motivated politically. I think this was motivated emotionally. Tried to defend his significant other, not trying to defend some ideology. This is a young man who's dating a person in transition. And I'm a conservative father, and I question, let's say my daughter brought home the first guy that she brought home. I question the guy that he brought home, she brought home. Was the dad questioning him politically? Is this a political motivation, or was this a psychological kind of thing?
A love-torn trans Romeo and Juliet. Now, you've probably seen this clip many times, but by now, it's worth repeating. It's ABC News gushing over, quote, touching texts between Tyler Robinson and his trans lover.
I don't know if we have seen an alleged murder with such specific text messages about the alleged murder weapon, where it was hidden, how it was placed, what was on it, but also it was very touching in a way that I think many of us didn't expect. A very intimate portrait into this relationship between the suspect's roommate and the suspect himself, with him repeatedly calling his roommate who was transitioning, calling him my love, and I want to protect you, my love.
My love, touching, heartbreaking story of human duality. That's Matt Gutman, ABC News chief national correspondent. Now, Matt Gutman has apologized, but he's been with this company for nearly 20 years. How does this happen? And sadly, that's not the worst of it. On reported comedy shows, Jimmy Kimmel pushed an entirely different narrative.
We had some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
Anything other than one of them. Well, now we know the political motivation of Tyler Robinson, but Jimmy Kimmel, in his attempt to make the assassin MAGA, is just one of many examples. Dave Min, who's a sitting member of Congress and a Democrat, wrote this. Quote, now that the Charlie Kirk assassin has been identified as MAGA, I'm sure Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and all the insane GOP politicians who called for retribution against the radical left will now shift their focus to stopping the toxic violence of the radical right. Or how about a Princeton professor? That professor wrote on Blue Sky, a home for the mentally unwell. He said, when they thought he was on the left, they blamed the entire left. But now that they know he is on the right, they're blaming the entire left. And that man teaches your children, at least if your children go to an Ivy League. Thankfully, Vice President J.D. Vance is telling the truth.
You talk to the shooter's mother, you talk to the shooter's father, you talk to the local district attorney, you talk to the FBI director or the deputy director of the FBI. You look at every ounce of evidence that we have, and it is clear. This is a person who grew up in a pretty normal family, actually had a pretty good home life, who was radicalized by the far left, by the social networks of the far left, by the ideas of the far left, and got so far down the path of radicalization that he killed my friend. That is not a both sides problem. My friend is dead because of left-wing political radicalization. And if you want to cut that out, then be honest about it and look yourself in the mirror.
Want even more Fox News on YouTube? Become a Fox News Patriot today. Click join to find out how.